Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to this special day and time for the Get Crystallized Show. And as you can see, I have a really beautiful, inspirational guest today. But before I take a minute to introduce her, I firstly want to welcome all of you who are new to healthy lifestyle and weight loss for professional women. If we have not yet met, whether through DM or through Facebook, my name is Coach Crystal. I am the owner of this group and the CEO of R3 Evolution Fitness and the creator of the Revolve Life Method, which is the #1 mind body online transformation and personal growth coaching program. And this show, the Get Crystallized Show, this particular show is typically on Fridays at noon, but I really wanted to interview this lovely lady here because she has something special that she is releasing. And I thought it was very important and timely that I still had her on this show at this time. And if you are new to the Get Crystallized show, like crystals, strong women are formed under pressure. And let me tell you, this gorgeous lady in front of me knows what pressure, what trials, what how we can be stretched and formed. But as long as we trust God, we will be used in such beautiful ways. So let me, firstly, if you are here live, I would love for you to say hello. If you click on that link, it's going to allow us to see your name pop up because when you say hello in the chat box, if you don't click that StreamYard link, we're not going to know who you are. So if you're here live, please say hello and let us know where you are from. And if you watch the replay, make sure you put #replay so that we can also say hello. Hi, Karen. Nice to see you. I'm so happy that you're here. Keep it coming as you are slowly streaming in. Make sure you say hello. Now, without further ado, let me introduce my guest. So, Dima is an author. She is a wife. She is a mother and a sickle cell survivor. Dima Hendricks is an accomplished pageant. Wait, I need you to help me pronounce this. Starts with the AFICIONADO. How do you pronounce? Thank you. In other words, she has several pageant titles under her belt, including Miss Black Dorchester USA, Miss Black Massachusetts USA, and Mrs. Massachusetts International. And when Dima rocking the crown like she does with her glasses, okay, it doesn't matter if it's a crown, glasses, this woman is beautiful. You can find her giving back to the sickle cell community as a patient advocate. In her role, she has facilitated health workshops and participated in panel discussions. Dima has served in various professional capacities as well. And I am just super excited for you because you have written your book, and it is entitled, I love this, by the way, Unleashing Royalty. Are you ready to unleash the queen God called you to be? Amen, sister friend. This beautiful author shares her royal formula to help you walk into queendom with purpose. And today she's going to give us a little taste of how we can discover that experience, which can lead us into our own royal calling for such a time as this. And it's not even released yet, but we will have the opportunity to pre-order this book, which I'm super excited. I already did. And I'm like, girl, you better be signing that thing too. Okay. Because when y'all famous and stuff, like I want to make sure that I have an autographed copy. So please, girls, welcome Dima. Yay. Hello.
Thank you, Coach Crystal, for having me. I really appreciate this time, and I really appreciate you pushing me.
Yes.
This is amazing. Thank you.
I'm so happy you're here. So, firstly, what inspired you to write this book? Like, have you always wanted to write a book, or is this something where you're like, I need to share my story? How did you come about or start this journey?
So I was very reluctant to share my story, first of all, because there's so many voices in my head and then there's voices in my family that are telling me to be quiet, keep keep our story to ourselves and within our family, but I felt like my story would help other women. And then there is the me being a pageant queen, and being a pageant director. I would see women who would want to be pageant queens and go about it the wrong way.
Mm,
Sometimes there's a sense of entitlement.
mm,
Sometimes women would compete, um, and automatically think, yes, I'm going to win.
mhm,
They would do all the things as far as wardrobe,
mm.
image consulting, um, but not work on the inside to be the queen that they are. So I decided to not only talk about my story and how I was interested in pageantry, but how I still maintain my queen role during
Mm.
the most, oh my God, the most turbulent times of my life. Um,
Ooh.
so this is how the book came to be. So I share not only my story, but how to continue to move through your pain, um, go into your purpose, and still rock your crown.
Oh, I love that. I would love for you to share a little bit of your story with us, if that's okay.
So trying to make it very concise. I was born with sickle cell anemia, which is a considered a rare disease, but I have the form of SS disease. Throughout my life, I've had a stroke. I'm blind in one eye. I've had open heart surgery. The list goes on and on. And then it involves a lot of pain. It comes with a lot of pain crisis. Just to give you a visual, or like, um, so if you can imagine being shot,
Oh
or
my.
imagine giving birth to your children. Um, I The pain is more horrific than that. I gave birth to two children, and I would rather have more children naturally before having a sickle cell crisis. In fact, there was a young man who said he was shot in the head and shot in the leg, and said the pain of sickle cell was much worse than being shot. So there was that, and then trying to navigate through my identity, and not being in school, not being like the other kids, trying to be normal, try to fit the norm. Um, and then with that, my mother was murdered in the
Oh.
middle. I was 12 years old when she was murdered, and I found her. Um, and trying to deal with my identity again when, um, my father, who was estranged, he's still in Nigeria, never came back for me, and our identities are kind of locked in our fathers,
Mm,
and they're the ones who tell us who we are.
mhm,
Um, and I didn't have that, so there was a constant struggle of trying to figure out who I was.
mm.
And then in my teenage years, I was still trying to do all the things in the midst of the trauma, in the midst of my pain. I was still trying to do all the things and trying to get approval, and that's what brought me to pageantry.
Wow.
Setting myself, presenting myself before judges
Yes.
to give me approval. And I would place myself in pageant these pageant programs that, did not accept my ethnic features, did not embrace who I was fully. Um, and of course, with that, there comes a more disappointment. Um, so that's a little bit of my story. And
Okay, that was like in a period of like 2 minutes, and that alone can be a full-blown movie.
yes,
Firstly, I just wanna honor you. Thank you for sharing. Um, I cannot imagine the type of pain that you physically, spiritually, mentally have gone through, but you're still here.
I'm
So,
here.
firstly, and you're smiling and you're beautiful and you're sharing your story. So, thank you, Lord, firstly and foremost. Um, and what I appreciate in terms of, and it makes sense that you would be looking towards, approval, because your whole life it looks like you were trying to find out who you were, trying to fit in, trying to um, that fill in that gap somehow.
Exactly.
And it's so interesting that you found pageantry. So what was that like?
So, and I try to put this in the book. Pageantry is work. I
Yeah.
don't think young ladies who enter in that arena, they don't understand or fully grasp how much work it takes.
Mhm.
They think, okay, you go on the stage, you get a crown, you win, and then you can make appearances and have this wonderful cash prize or scholarship. It's more than that.
Mhm.
Um, there's just being a celebrity. This for instance, the work it takes to be Beyonce.
Mhm. I
It's
can't even
so,
imagine.
so even so, just let's just say Coachella, for instance,
Mhm.
or all that work in that time period for her to make that show a success. It was a lot. And pageant women, a lot of pageant women, it's a tragedy. They don't have that same work ethic, but expect to receive the crown uh,
Right.
without that work ethic. Um, so I just, when I got into pageantry, I thought I was like, okay, I'm gonna get some money
Mhm.
and I'm gonna put myself through school, and it wasn't that at all. It was I had to when I won Miss Black Massachusetts, I had to be my own manager. I had to do my own wardrobe, and I was a queen. I
Mhm.
wasn't being catered to. I had to work,
Mhm.
and it people don't understand. It's a job. The pageant stage is a job interview, and
Mhm.
as a title holder, we need to go out. We need to not only look the part, but be gracious, be
Mhm.
graceful
Mhm.
in the midst of the most turbulent and crazy. Like, people come up to us and say the most craziest things,
Mhm.
especially for a woman of color who's in the
Mhm.
pageant
Mhm.
arena. um, there has been a lot of backlash. Oh, some people call us monkeys. Why does this monkey win? And we have to stay gracious and we have to
Mhm.
smile through it and be our best selves.
Mhm.
um, I had no idea. So yeah, and then I got into directing pageants, which is a whole nother arena that people don't really appreciate.
Mhm.
um, and girls would leave the pageant systems they would leave the pageant system I was directing upset that they didn't win, when again, it's a job interview,
Yeah.
and there's certain things and certain criteria that us as pageant directors and us as a system were looking for that they didn't fit the bill.
Yeah.
So it's such a different dynamic.
I totally respect and understand because my background is theater.
Yeah.
So, in terms of having that whole interview, to me, what I'm hearing is when I used to do auditions, and
Yes.
you would literally have the director, the choreographer, the music director, the you know the whole panel would be there, and you're literally being interviewed. You would sing, but the moment you walked on, similar to those that are in a pageant, the moment you walked on, you're being judged.
Exactly.
Before I even opened my mouth, I was already like, is she the right part? Does she fit the bill? Then the second I open my mouth, does she have the right voice? Does she have the right look? Does she have the right personality? And I can see and understand and appreciate that. And on
Mhm.
the other hand, I also I'm a fitness competitor and I train women over 40 to compete on fitness competitions. And so that aspect as well, where you see these women,
Mhm.
wearing their bikinis ripped, but you have to understand that that's work. That's a lot of work, perseverance, and discipline that it took for these women to get on stage. So, in terms of pageantry, I have the utmost respect because I completely understand how challenging it is and what it takes to be on that stage and to earn that title and that crown. Amazing. So your journey, you went from an actual contestant to a director. So because you've walked the talk, which I love. And I know that part of it is that you want to really unleash the queen in them. Can you give us, and I know I'm royal stands for
Yes.
something. I would love for you to share a little bit about what does royal mean and what does that mean to you?
So, in order for you to walk into your queendom, you need to follow 5 steps. And of course, the acronym ROYAL. The R stands for refine.
Mm,
And when you think of refine, of course, you think of a fire, and
yes,
you burn everything um, that shouldn't be there. Any impurity, anything that is not. I'm just saying because I'm a Christian.
yes,
Anything
please.
that is not like God, your sin nature,
Yes,
all of that's what you taught me, the sin nature.
yes,
All of that needs to be refined.
I love it.
So my church was singing a song today, Refiner.
Yes.
Love that song. You're a refiner. You're a fire, a refiner.
Mhm.
And it's like I want to be used by you. So in order for God to use me, he has to take the things out that are not like me.
Yes.
So that's the first step. And people don't want to go through the fire.
Mhm.
um, it's unfortunate. So the stands for overhaul. So your house burned down and everything's refined. Now it's time to overhaul. Now
Mm,
it's time to replace the things that were burned down, that were not like God, or not, or in or sin nature, and replace
mm,
that with positive thoughts.
yes.
Replace that with positive things, the thoughts of God. Um, just completely renovate the place in there. Just
Yes, I love it.
completely renovate. And I'm still working on it too.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we're not, we're, if anything, we are perfectly imperfect.
Right.
So this is like to be refined is a daily,
Every day.
on a daily. So 1000% makes complete sense. And you know that R3, we also try to chip away all that toxic negative thinking, which is why the mindset is, if anything, the foundation in our program, because we need to fill our minds with all that is true. Because there's a lot of garbage that we've heard from ever since we were little, from maybe coaches or teachers or family members that would have said things that kind of, we keep with us and
Mhm.
are is on a record player in our mind. So to overhaul all of that, I completely understand 1000%. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This
So
is good.
yeah, so that brings me to why, and that's yield. So
Mm.
yield can be used in two different terms. Um, Yielding as in waiting, having a waiting period. Like, when you go into traffic, you have to yield for other oncoming traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Yielding to make sure that it's the right time to come out.
Mm.
Or you can yield to create, or to, when you lost everything, you lost all your valuables. At this point, you need to produce.
Yes.
That's the other term, to find tools that can replace and help you to move forward. So yielding as in producing, or yielding as in waiting.
Oh, I
So
like it.
um, that's the why. The A is to, after you yielded, after you have everything together and your ducks in a row, then it's time to activate.
Yes.
That's the A. You're you're restored at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're in full restoration mode, you're able to activate in your godlike potential and
Mm-hmm.
his ways, and he's adding the super to our natural.
I
So
love
that's
that.
time to activate. And then the L is leaving a legacy.
Mm.
So most queens, they're like, they want to come and be a queen and not pour into the legacy that is the next queen, or not give advice to their the oncoming queen or the predecessors. And it's sometimes they feel like it's all about them. But I would love queens to realize the legacy that they leave is so important. When you think
Mhm.
of a legacy, you think of Esther.
Mm,
Look at her legacy.
mm. Yes.
He was, she was the ancestor that brought us to, to Christ.
Yes.
If you like really think about that, she was it.
Yeah.
And she left a wonderful legacy. So that's my royal formula of
You know what I love, and you make a really great point is, and this is the way that I look at my ladies that go through the Revolve Life Method. I look at this and teach this to my ladies who are going to do a fitness competition. And I know you'll appreciate this,
yeah.
is that it's not about, putting on the sash or the crown.
Mm-mm.
It's the woman you become on your way there.
Right.
And, it, and also that for the stage, that's a platform.
Mm-hmm.
The spotlight is on you. How are you going to use that platform? So
Right.
I love that, you're a part of, your platform is to teach these young, women who, what is your legacy? What is it that you're here to teach? Who are you here to inspire? And for my girls who are in R3, it's like, maybe your legacy is just teaching your kids
Right.
how to respect themselves, how to love themselves, how to, you know, to take care of this vessel that they've been blessed with by
Mm.
eating wholesome foods, by exercising. Maybe that's your legacy. It
Right.
doesn't mean it has to be a grandeur kind of thing, but it's whose lives are you changing?
Right. Right. And girls come into pageants and they don't have a platform. They
Mm,
sometimes they come in just, I just want to win a pageant. Okay, what are you going to do during your year?
yes.
What is your reign going to look like? You
Mhm.
need to have that. You need to have a resume and show us, what are you going to do? Um, I put this in my book. Some girls like, oh, my platform is the American Heart Association. Okay, well, they
Mhm.
already have an established organization.
Yes.
How are you going to add to what they're already providing?
Right.
So I tell my girls they should have a legacy project or
Oh,
a
good.
legacy platform that,
Mhm.
even if it's something that, if they want to do a domestic violence program, I have someone I competed with. Her name is Laverne Gordon,
Mhm.
and we competed in pageants together. And when she won, um, this particular pageant. I isn't one of the pageant. I forgot. I'm sorry. When she won this title, her platform was domestic violence, but she created her whole nonprofit that is huge today. She has books and she has speaking engagements, and it's all started. The seed was planted in the pageant system.
Yes.
So I say all that to say, um, we have to have a vision before we move on and say, oh, I just want to. And we do it too as women, not just like in the pageant arena, but in life. Like, I want to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you going to give to the world,
Mhm.
and how are we going to, for you to get your $1 million or million plus or $1 billion?
Mhm.
What are you going to give to the world in order to get that?
Mhm.
To give out some type of energy
Mhm.
or some type of legacy or some type of product in
Mhm.
order to receive that. And it's something that we really don't grasp
Yeah.
as women.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I think, even just the ladies that joined the Revolve Life Method, they poured so much into their kids,
Yes.
into their families, into their careers, but maybe they've also lost themselves.
Mhm.
And that is a part of our journey, which is, okay, you're here, you want to get healthy, you want to make your health a priority, you want to make yourself a priority for once. And then we talk about that. Well, what's that next layer? Like you said, it doesn't have to be a pageant. You're getting healthy now. You
Right.
have energy. Now what? Now what?
What
What
do
are
you
you going to do
do?
with that energy? Right? How are you going to are you going to go for that promotion that you know you deserve? Are you going to start dating because now you have more confidence? Are you going to, maybe learn how to bike or swim or do things with your kids that you never thought you could because you were unfit? What are you going to do now, right? So if you had, we have some listeners here, and I know that we'll have some later on. What would be, what is the legacy that you want to leave?
Wow. I just want God to use me up. That's my heart's cry. I didn't think I would be here. Uh, so just to have God, to be used by God and be a vessel is humbling, and I just want Him to say, "Well done."
Yes.
And
Yes.
uh,
Yes. Yes.
but when I leave here, I just want my children to say, my husband to say, anyone behind me to just say, okay, she made an impact. Don't know how. I may not know how. It may be this book. It may be, with the sickle cell organization. It may be here in R3. I don't know. But I just want God to say, well done.
Oh, amen to that. I love it. So your book, now we can pre-order it.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is we are going to add that link, and we are going to definitely pick that up, read it just from this little taste of what royal means. I feel like you are going to touch so many lives. And I love that, both young and old, it's not too late. It's not too late to be refined, to do a complete overhaul, to what yield. I love that. When you were saying that, I'm like, to me, I was picturing double dutch. Do I go yet?
Yeah.
Go yet? Okay, now I go. Now,
Yes.
and then so that I can take the action and do
Right.
the thing. And
Perfect analogy.
yes, right. And then leave that legacy. And I too truly believe that you are being used. Your light is shining right now, and through your trial, your pain, all that you've been through, Dima, it's going to touch many lives. It's going to touch many lives. So you're getting a lot of, make sure you all order her book. We're going to put the link so you can pre-order that book. And we are just so honored and happy that you were able to spend some time with us. And I know personally, this is just the beginning for you at R3. And
Oh
we
yeah.
will love and support you in all that you do in mind, body, and spirit. You know that I got your back. And
I'm not
God
going
is,
anywhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. God is good. So thank you so much for being here. I know that once we have the book in our hands, we will talk about you offering a full blown workshop. And we're going to workshop that book. So that's super exciting. So make sure everyone who's listening, pick up that book. I know there's already a few that are saying, I can't wait. And so we're going to put that link so you can all pre-order it. And we will have you back. And once we have that book in our hands, we are going to definitely, we love for you to take us through that workshop and take us through the royal formula. So thank you once again, Dima. It was a pleasure and an honor. God is so good, and you are being used for sure. And I can hear him now looking and saying, well done. Well done. Thank you guys so much. And we've got some people saying hello and congratulations. You got Nicole. Wow, wow, wow. Truly amazing. Already, you're changing lives. So thank you once again. And I can't wait to have you back.
Look forward to it.
Okay. Good night, everyone. We'll see you next time on the Get Crystallized Show.